My traumatized babies and mentally ill Barbies, the dawn is breaking on the stage that holds our final destiny. And so my traumatized babies and mentally ill Barbies, don't dream it, be it. Because the show must go on. And on today's episode, do you read Sutter Kane? If not, let me tell you all about it. Okay, so, at the moment, I've got, first of all, the player character deck wanted to come out today because, as we all know, in the Sovereign Age, no one is an NPC. So we had player characters come out, and I've got Kipper cards on them, and I've got our overview energy. So what I have here, starting us off, we have this fawn boy with a message. Now, just like in the tarot for our player character cards, okay, just because this says boy doesn't mean that we're actually dealing with a boy or a man or a mask. It just means that that individual, those energies, are representing active people. We have two active parties in this read, which makes a little bit of sense. So our fawn boy has a message, okay? And that message is likely for the angel boy, mature man. And this is so interesting. When I get to the angel boy cards, I'm going to show you. And also our fawn boy energies are matching up as well. So with our fawn boy with the message, this message has not yet been sent. We've got this 4 of coins here and the 5 of wands. Now, I think this is interesting because if you can see, our fawn boy is kind of participating in like a race. It could potentially be a relay race, which kind of matches up a little bit with the 5 of wands. But what I'm actually getting from the 5 of wands is like, this is some sort of conflict. There's potentially some sort of conflict going on between our two parties, but it seems like the conflict is more on the fawn boy's end of things. And this might even be like a situation where, you know how like people have like one-sided feuds with people? It's sort of like that person's my nemesis and that person doesn't even know who you are. It could be something like that. I'm not sure though, because actually there is there's a defensive card over here on the other side. Our angel boy, mature man, I'm going to hold this up because our angel boy, you can see they take care of the animals. Okay, they're very sweet. What we have under here is the Queen of Cups with this, that's very, very, like, these are two very matching energies. So we've got this, like, nurturing, compassionate figure here. Maybe somebody who is either actually older than our fawn boy or someone who's, like, in a more mature space. Because I am kind of reading this fawn boy's energy right now as a little bit, like, immature. Like they're a bit more volatile than whoever this mature man is. And on the mature man, angel boy, Queen of Cups side, we also have the Page of Swords. And like the Page of Swords, if you're like looking, like they're kind of like, they're like that, which sometimes comes off as defensive to me. So it's like there's something that occurred between these two, and we have one party who's more defensive, and then another party that is potentially like more volatile. So let's go ahead and get out some details with the tarot. And it seems like we're getting 4 for everything. At least that's what I've intuitively called the pull 4 instead of our usual 3. Well, 4 just naturally came out. Queen of Cups under the deck and the moon. Ace of Cups, and I was going to say before I saw that Ace of Cups that it seems like people don't know how they feel. At least that angel boy, Queen of Cups person doesn't know how they feel. And because they don't know how they feel, I don't know that they really understand how to go about communicating with this other person or how they would interpret receiving communication from this person. So, okay, what do we have here? Well, we have the 5 of Pentacles. We have the 5 of Cups, and I'm going to say somebody's on the outs. Somebody's on the outs, and those are the cards that are more on our fawn boy side. We have the 7 of Pentacles. This might have been going on for a long time between these two. And then the Page of Cups. So it seems like there's some sort of opening here, at least like the 7 of Pentacles, 7 of Coins, and Page of Cups. That's more on our mature man, angel boy, Queen of Cups side. It seems like this person over here is kind of over the situation, whatever it was. It really seems like our fawn boy is way more like in the shits, and whoever the angel person is, they're kind of like, it's literally been a while, and I'm kind of like, the Page of Cups is facing away from the Five of Cups and Five of Pentacles, but which sort of seems like this person has just kind of moved on with their life, even if they haven't like forgotten this person. And it also seems like they would be open to some sort of communication, but it doesn't seem like they're going out of their way to talk to this person. But they don't this person is not totally closed to the fawn boy. So let's go ahead and go around again. Okay. Okay, these two are in some sort of like relationship or community together. Yeah, so it seems like this is some sort of friendship or relationship that at some point like potentially involved like money, or at least like these people were close enough that they were like, you know, treating each other to lunch or like something like that, if we're not talking about an actual full-blown relationship. But this relationship is no more. Five of Pentacles. So, like I said, these two are like on the outs. And we have this Emperor down here. I don't know that I'm getting particularly good vibes off of that Emperor. Like they're kind of like, it's giving me more of like the hot-headed, like controlling Emperor, or like my way or the highway type of Emperor, but we'll see. So this Five of Cups, oh, okay, gosh, chunks are coming out on this. Whoever the fawn boy is, right? Because I'm really feeling that the fawn boy is way more of the source of the conflict here. This person is different. However they were in the relationship, friendship, whatever, they are very different now. This is sort of like them, kind of that Five of Cups is them looking at, right, within their new frame of the star. Like they would, that's representative of like this person's not the same person. They're in new energy. They would be looking back at like themselves as the devil, perhaps. Like I said, more hot-headed, more controlling, maybe angrier, my way or the highway. And the Nine of Cups, that is giving a bit of like hedonism as well, or at least like selfishness. It seems way more selfish. Like I said, it's immature. This was just an immature person, whoever they were. And like Ten of Cups, they were this way within a particular community, family, relationship, marriage, something. And like the Ten of Cups and the Four of Wands, that's like something fairly, like even if we're not talking about people who are actually married or had a family together, it's still a serious relationship, still very serious, like a very, very long-term friendship. So I'm getting very like Magneto, Professor X, which is weird. I don't normally make like American comic book references. So let's see what's going on with this Seven of Pentacles. So like I said, some time would have had to have passed. Yeah, a lot of time. Seven of Pentacles, the Chariot. I would say these two probably moved on and have like completely different lives now than when they would have known each other. Like this is an old thing. This is not something that's like currently going on. And so we don't need very many details on that Seven of Coins because it just means there has been a passage of time. And then our Page of Cups. Yeah, this mature man, mature person, King of Swords, High Priestess, Six of Cups. So while this Queen of Cups back under the deck, okay, so our Queen of Cups, Angel Boy, mature man person, it's pretty much like I said. They look back on whoever this fawn boy, like whoever this person was to them. They kind of, they most definitely do not hate this person. They understand this person probably a lot better in hindsight than they did in the moment with that King of Swords, because that's suggesting like analysis. And that's not compassion. Like the King of Swords would be like, oh, I understand you now. And like, I'm I'm not going to fall for anything again or something like that. But that King of Swords is being tempered by not only the Page of Cups and the fact that this person is the Queen of Cups, as well as the Angel Boy. It's a very magnanimous energy. But we also have the High Priestess and the Six of Cups. So this would be someone who like looks back on past friendships that like grew apart or fell out, poor relationships with family members, like exes of theirs. They kind of would look back. When I say fondly, it's not through rose-colored glasses. They would look at those relationships and appreciate them for what they were and kind of hold certain things about them, like in that sort of golden light of like, oh, remember this was so nice when, but that is not going to confuse this person. They most definitely understand why they could not be in active relationships with people anymore. And also this High Priestess card is like it's like a high level perspective. It's sort of like in understanding who that person was as a human being at the time and understanding who I was as a human being at the time. Likely this couldn't have gone any other way. And so I have no hard feelings. I simply look at these things for what they are. I cherish what there is to cherish, but I'm not holding any grudges. Okay, so that's why this person is also the mature man. Okay, so or the mature person, because like I said, I'm not getting any like super hard and fast. Like this seems very like there's a range. There is a range of sexual expressions and gender types within this read. And so I'm not committing to anything. Because sometimes like I'll get very strong like mask energy on, so I was like, this is like either actually a man or a mask. I'm not getting that here. This is very fluid at the moment. So okay, so what is trending? Because I don't even know what questions to ask. What is trending in the energy between these two? Because like these two are still coming up as a pair, so that would lead me to believe that things are not done playing out here, perhaps. Like there is something still in the energy active between these two. So once I see what that is or get a better idea, maybe I'll have some more questions. Okay, well, I have the Nine of Pentacles. The Queen of Cups. Okay, so this is our Angel Boy. Or wait, hold on. It actually might be, hold on, let me see. And the Queen of Wands. Oh, let me go around again. Okay, so can you tell me what, oh, duh, I am so stupid. Like, seriously? Because what I was saying is, it's just giving me the same exact message. But I'm dumb. It was already on the table. What is still active in the energy between these two is more on the Fawn Boy's fucking end, because they want to say something. They have a message that they're holding back. And when someone does that, when someone wants to say something to somebody but doesn't, and it's not like a fleeting thing, it's something that they're continuously holding back, that builds up shit in the energy. So it's more on that Fawn Boy's end why this is coming up, because what's on the board here is like all of these femme energies, that is all representative of our Angel Boy, Mature Man, Queen of Cups. So they are being represented by the Nine of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Wands. That is how our Fawn Boy looks at this person. And it is likely that these two were potentially in some sort of romantic relationship, or they had a very strong intimacy as friends, potentially both. And the issue here is that it would have been our Queen of Cups person, Angel Boy person, who likely took the initiative in walking away from whoever this person was, this Fawn Boy, and they are now like, they are sequestered from this person. It is likely that like this person is blocked, or they can't get in touch with whoever that Queen of Cups Angel Boy is. And also, as this Queen of Wands, they would defend. They would, like, this person believes, like, if I try and reach out, because if they're blocked, if they can't get in contact with this person, except for like maybe one way, so that would be like actually writing a letter to someone and somehow like giving it, like it would have to pass between parties, like if you, like, I don't know that I've ever blocked anyone on email. I don't know if you can. I'm sure you can block people on email or whatever, but there would be like maybe only one or two ways that this fawn boy could get in touch with this other person, which leads me to believe that whatever this fawn boy did during the relationship, like, was probably pretty wild. But like I said, this other person does not have like super hard feelings towards this person, it looks like. So that's what's going on here. So, okay, let me go ahead and clear all this stuff. And I will go ahead and take a look at this message that's being held back. Let's see if it can come out. What is the message that this fawn boy wants to send to the angel boy, Queen of Cups? Ugh. Well, they're being very clumsy about it. The message is, oh, they want to make peace in some way. Temperance, they want to work things out. 10 of Coins, they want to be in physical community again. Queen of Wands, I don't know if they're attracted to this person still. After all this time, I'm still into you. Something like that, maybe. I should be over all the butterflies, but I'm into you. Temperance, this person is willing to put the work in to mend this relationship, friendship, whatever it is. Get wholesome vibes off this, to be real with you. And they really want to talk about it, or they want things to like develop quickly. I would guess that's kind of not really a red flag, but that's not how that works. It takes the time it takes, and it takes the work it takes, and it takes the effort it takes. And even at the end of all that, you still might not have what you want. And that's why when you're looking to reconcile with somebody, you kind of have to let what you want go, because that can fuck up the reconciliation, actually. You just have to kind of allow things to be what they are. And then our Queen of Wands. After all this time, I'm still into you. Lovers, Wheel of Fortune. In this fawn boy's eyes, or whatever, whoever they're looking at, whoever they want to send the message to, they're still the one. You're still the one that I love, the only one I dream of. I don't know if this person is sitting there listening to the radio and like thinking about, this person might be they might not know this, okay? Because people don't always think about this shit as manifesting. But if somebody is sitting with like earbuds in and they're listening to like specific music and like visualizing stuff with a person over and over and over again, that would be another reason why this is showing up in the energy, because the message is still coming across energetically because they're focused on it so much, and they're like also focused on the person. So this person, I'm not reading them as being like shitty in the energy, like they're trying to do like telepathic communication because they're too much of like a coward. It's coming across more as like they don't understand that what they're doing could be picked up by someone heavy into that Queen of Cups energy, because this person seems like a nurturing, compassionate person. But we also saw the High Priestess on this person. So this might be someone who has like a very, very powerful level of empathy and or also psychic ability. So they would be picking up on that. And it would be why I would be picking up on it, because like this is what I do for fun. So because the intensity of this person's thoughts and feelings and the fact that they're not expressing it, I would be picking it up in the energy on y'all's behalf, because it's in your field. So yeah, this person is still in love with this, and I'm saying I was saying friendship, okay? It's not that it couldn't be a friendship, but I'm picking up strong, like this person is in love with this person. They are attracted to this person, and they want to tell them so. Okay, so that's the message. Now I'm gonna have to do a little bit of outage here, because if that's the case, well, before I do outage, I will ask, does this person ever intend to send their message? I got an intuitive yes, but like, I've got the Queen of Swords and Death, which would suggest like, what's also going on in this person's mind is that they think that it kind of doesn't matter if they send it or not. So this would be like, they're coming from a space of like, well, I have nothing to lose. And like, not saying this is like hurting me more than, like, this person is like forever edging. And like, nobody wants to do that forever, right? Like, well, maybe some people, some of y'all out there. But that's it. That's a very, very small percentage of the kink scene. Probably very small. But it would suggest that they would communicate after something changed. Oh, no, yeah, they're gonna communicate. Baby, they're Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands, they will be communicating. So they are going to send this message eventually. So then what is this up here? This is kind of like, well, it's like, what? Actually, at the top, I'm going to pull the third card, but it's sort of like, but did you die? Like, that's kind of this person's vibe right now. It's sort of like, well, it's not gonna, like, if this person totally chews me out, like, I deserve it anyway, probably, and I won't die, and at least then I'll know, and they can let it go. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes just sending the message and even getting like, if like this person, this Queen of Cups person, mature man, whoever, is in no way going to ream this person at all. So that would not be happening to them. It seems like this is another one of these energies that's sort of like, because I'm telling you right now, I'm not talking about, the situation that I'm talking about right here is like this person, the fawn boy, the one I'm going to question this devil about, because I'm going to expose some stuff to see if they allow me, because if it's not relevant to the read, then it's not. Y'all know what went on. This is somebody who I'm telling you is like in love with who, and I'm not talking about like some like, oh, like I'm super attracted. No, they are in love with this person. And they likely have been forever. I'm saying forever. Like, this is a very deep bond, and no matter what this devil is, I don't care if this person cheated with 20 million people. Okay, I don't care. They've been with, like, I'm trying to think of somebody hot that they could have been with. I don't know, insert hot celebrity of your choice, like here. They could have been with every celebrity, every Instagram model, every single, like, whatever. They kind of don't care. Like, they kind of don't care. And also, they never would have stopped, like, loving this person even throughout all of that. Like, this person, whoever they are, and that's the thing. With like sexual relationships with people, I don't care who someone's fucking. It don't matter. I'm not saying cheating doesn't matter. It very much does. That's a violation and like a health concern and everything. I'm not saying it doesn't matter in that sense. What I'm saying, because people get confused, and I'm going to go ahead and say women and femmes get confused about men in masks having sexual relationships with people, because they can tend to think, oh, that means that like they don't want me. That means that like they don't love me. That is not what that means. It means that they're like pieces of shit, like only if they're like in an actual, like have been in a relationship with you. And like, I'm not talking about someone you were pining over, okay? And you were never actually together. It can mean that they're pieces of shit. It can mean that they can't control themselves. It can mean that they're like emotionally unavailable. But the only thing that matters to me, the only thing I'm wondering is like, who is occupied? I don't care where the dick, I don't care where it went. I don't care where it, well, you know, that's irrelevant. Who's on that person's mind? Who's in that person's heart? That is the real person. And I don't care. People will be like, oh, ha, ha, I stole your man. You didn't steal anything. That person's mind and heart is still colonized by their other person. That is the person who they're actually with, no matter who they're with. They are still with like the thought form specter of that person. And so as you're stealing people's men and women, I just want to let you know that what's actually going on is you're all just becoming these little fuck dolls, these little crusty gym socks, that the person who you're with is looking at you and kind of superimposing the thought form version of the person they actually love onto you. You don't exist. You don't even exist to me. So that's what I care about, which is why whenever I'm around people and they're talking about like, oh yeah, I'm dating or whatever, that's why people are so particular about, is this person constantly talking about an ex? If they are, that is the person who still has them. And some people are good at hiding that. They might not talk about it, but it's still going on. I would say, looking at the populace, I have no stats, right? I would say that 70% or more of people in relationships are actually not in the relationship with the person who they really want and love for various reasons. I'm gonna look at this devil, and I mean, the person who I would be addressing, right, if it's not the fawn boy, the person who would be like listening to this person or like entertaining this person, if they would, this person would be open to it anyway. So if you've heard anything that I've said and you know you're absolutely close to it, this isn't your read. This read is only for people who are in the sort of place with their exes that I described when I described this angel boy, Queen of Cups, mature man's personality and where they are in their own headspace. If you are not there, that is okay. If you are still vibing in the read, potentially you will be here, like maybe a few years from now. That can sometimes happen as well. But for like the shit that will happen relatively like soon, depending on what I see here from this fawn person, for the people who are closer to an actual manifestation, they would be already in that space. So if you're still vibing with the read, but you're like, I don't fucking, okay, it just means that potentially it's not your read, or you just have some things to work out within your own self before you're gonna get into a space like that, which is completely normal, all right? So that's all. That's all I want to point out. Because I know the X reads tend to get just like, you know, people have strong feelings about it. And not to minimize, because I know that some of the stuff that I just mentioned about like cheating and things like that, people are gonna have strong feelings about that. And I'm not saying it was right. Like I find that all that behavior very disgusting. Okay, especially because it is like, to me, it's a form of like non-consent. Like it's very sick, and I don't care who's doing it either. It's sick all the way around, and also you are literally endangering your partner's life, because if you're in a monogamous relationship with someone, they believe it's monogamous, and they believe that you're not cheating on them, they're not going to get tested. Okay, so that is despicable. You are potentially killing someone. You are potentially giving them irreversible health consequences. So this devil, I don't know, that's the kind of stuff that we're potentially talking about. I don't know if that's what it is, but I just want to, based on what I said about like people creating thought forms and like, I don't care who's fagging who, understand the capacity in which I'm saying I don't care. When I say I don't care, it means that person's actions have nothing to do with reality. That person's actions have everything to do with denying reality. That's what I mean by I don't care what they did. It doesn't mean that they don't feel the way they feel, and they haven't forever. So we're gonna look at this, but what I'm saying is that's the depth of like the emotional bond that these two people have, okay? It's something that could potentially survive everything that I just said. And it does happen, I promise. It happens a lot. But it is usually, this is going on between people who are like It doesn't have to be, so don't eliminate yourself if I'm like aging you out. This is shit that goes on between people who are like 40 plus. And it also can tend to be stuff that goes on between people who like had kids together. Those are the types of relationships that like can evolve like in different ways within love, okay? So, but if you are younger and you are still vibing with this, just because I said that doesn't mean it's absolutely the case for everybody. There are always younger people who are outliers, who are just way more mature than like a lot of these 40 plus people, because they like, age is just a number. Maturity has nothing to do with age. It just tends to skew that way because with more life experience, that can bring more maturity with it, but not necessarily, okay? And some of y'all went through way more life experiences between the ages of like 3 and 13 than anybody older than you did. Sorry about that. So what this is looking like, what this person is doing, because they are in love with this person, they're like, I need to have all my shit together. This is one of those people that's like sorting things out on the back end, and it is something to do with money, because they want to like, this is one of these like gift giving people, and that's why it's like, I'm leaning more like this, I feel like it's a man or a mask. Like once we start getting into like, I need money, like, that tends to get into like way more like traditional masculinity stuff, and it's harder for me to conceptualize like femmes being like, I need like, unless you're talking about like, I just need to be financially stable before I like get into a relationship with someone, I see that. But this is specifically with this 2 of coins and Queen of coins, that is specifically like, I need money to give this person things. And it doesn't have to be a man or a mask, but it's skewing that way to me just based on my own perceptions and prejudices. And so then once that's sorted out, then this person wants to come in and like have a little party. This is reunion energy. It's not, because I know we haven't even looked at what that devil is, but now we will. Now we will. So this devil, in general, what is this devil? Remember, it might not be. I don't know what it is yet. If the King of Wands pops out, I'm gonna scream. I don't know, the Queen of Wands is already out here. You know, I'm not sure yet. I don't know that this person cheated. This is coming off way more as like controlling. Controlling and anger and hardcore, I'm leaning man on, like, this is striking me as a man. But we could still have a situation where we have like 2 men together. And I'm talking about someone who leans way more masked and someone who leans way more femme, or I am talking about like a heterosexual, more heteronormative relationship. I'm gonna go around again, but I'm actually not seeing cheating here. What I'm seeing here is someone who like was potentially very controlling, somebody who is very cold, unemotional, and it is giving like, I'm the man in this, so like you're gonna do what I say. Like it's giving more misogyny to me than it is really cheating. And then I have the 10 of Swords here, and it's all very like cold. Like it could be this person is a backstabber. Let's see. So, but like the Hierophant, that's very, you know, that's very traditional. This person could be like a pontificator, especially with that King of Swords. Someone who like lectures people. It's like everything that I say is right, and like nothing that y'all say is right. Like it could be something like that. Like I am right in every situation, always. Okay, this Hierophant is the Page of Cups, but this person is immature emotionally. This is someone who is likely emotionally unavailable, has immature emotions, and hides that behind this like austerity and like over intellectualizing things. That's typically how that goes down. So this person is actually very childish. And I'm telling you, this person is like, talking to this person would, or like trying to interact with them within the context of a relationship. Talking to this person would be like talking to a brick wall. This person is also probably excessively negative. This is not a positive person. Very pessimistic. Again, with that 10 of Swords, that might be like the level of pessimism that we're dealing with. Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, it almost seems like this person is the type of person who would be like, well, why even bother trying? Like, why even bother doing anything? Like, it's all just gonna get fucked up anyway. And here's the thing. Oh, that is childhood stuff that I'm not gonna get into. We're not exposing this person on that level. That's for them to figure out within maybe the context of other relationships and things like that, or just on their own. I'm just looking to see how this relationship was destroyed, how were things violated, what was going on here. The Sun, there's that selfishness. So this person would have used, they're like, let's say, like, we're totally traditional. This person is the patriarch of the marriage, the family, whatever. This person would have used that status and that power not to actually be like, when we're talking about a high quality man, right? Somebody like someone who is taking on the role of caring for, providing for, protecting their family, their wife, their children. That is a huge amount of responsibility. And so that's something somebody very much needs to be passionate about. And a lot of people aren't, which is why we shouldn't force these things on people. So this particular person would have used their power within patriarchy to their own ends. And that's why I'm saying, like, controlling, like, y'all do this and then I'm gonna go fuck off and have a good time. And like, this is very much, if these people were married and with children, this would have been someone, like, you would have seen the woman talking later about being a married single mom, a married single parent, or somebody who in fact had like a whole other child to take care of within their household in their husband. That's kind of what this is, but then they're taking care of everything, running everything, and he's kind of a great big baby, but then also, like, he's the one laying down the law. Like, that it does not make sense. It is incorrect in the energy. That's why that shit tends to implode the way it does. The Hermit. This is this person being very, like, this person's true self, right? Their their wise self, right? Their wise mind, whatever. Their true self. You know, I don't even know that this Queen of Cups, angel boy, mature man person ever really saw this person's true self at all. And they would likely know that. This person's true self, like the Hermit, is buried very, very deep down. And like I say, there are reasons for that. That's a protective mechanism. So that's kind of what went on here. The Emperor. Like, I actually don't see cheating here. I don't see cheating here. I see everything that I say, but I'm gonna go one more route. All right, so that's what we're dealing with, what ultimately destroyed this relationship. But what was the final straw? Was there a final straw? What happened? So this is just someone, and I mean, I don't know how young these people were. Like, I don't know. Because as you get older, you're even looking at shit like 30s, like, whoop. Kind of young to be making 32? Making life decisions? Are you certain? Are you sure? Okay, well, the leaving. Here's the leaving. The leaving, there was a certain amount of stress going on here, and I mean, I bet. The Fool. The Knight of Cups, I'll look at that Knight of Cups, but I'm still not, what this is suggesting to me, but I'm gonna wait, let me get one on this Knight of Cups. Yeah, okay. And I'll get one on the Fool, and then I'm gonna tell you what I see. We get two on the Fool. Okay, here's what happened. The final incident, okay? And this is our angel boy, mature man, Queen of Cups, Nine of Pentacles. This is what happened. Due to this person's immobile nature, okay? The relentless negativity, the not being able to talk to them, whatever, like, imbalance of labor was going on here, all right? Their partner the Queen of Cups, mature man, angel boy, they left. They're the ones who left due to the stress. That's right. There was no working it out. I mean, you can't when someone is that unavailable to the labor. So they left due to the stress. What's underneath this Fool card? Their life got exponentially better once they said no to their partner, once they left. Once they left, like, this is almost like a massive weight being taken off of somebody. And so, I mean, they ended things with their partner and they just moved on into change, positive change with this Knight of Cups. So this is actually very, this is actually more what this tends to look like. This is like the most normal that something like this like can get for a reason why relationships or marriages don't work out. Usually it is more this stuff. It's not, there was a secret family and a secret baby and like he was like lying or she was lying about like her entire existence. It's like, this is what it is. And it's unsexy and it's unexciting and it's just like, bleh. It's just, people were too caught up in their own selves at the time. They were too young or too stubborn or too whatever to get out of their own way. And so the relationship ended. And it's sad. But I mean, to me, especially if there were no serious, like, I'm not saying that like this wasn't hard for these people, but like for me, like there were no like hardcore violations showing up in these cards. What they would have to work through, seriously, is just like, I guess some prior hurt, I don't know. It seems like this person is still more in the conflicted, because this person's still very negative, right? So they're all jumbled up and fucked up in the energy. I don't know how that would work. But the things that these people would need to work through is just, do I still feel the same way about you? And that's more on this person's end over here. Because I see this Queen of Cups person, they have love for this fawn boy, whoever they are. That is very different from what this fawn boy feels for that Queen of Cups, mature man, angel boy. This person has love, this person is in love, and the thing is, they might have just now realized that. I'm not saying that the emotions were never there, but like I said, buried so deep, this person might not have actually realized that person is the only person that I will probably ever love. They might not have understood that until a decade after the relationship was done. That's life. That's what they say. So let's go ahead and see if things can work out. Can we work it out? What the hell is all this? Oh, okay. That is stuff that I've used up. Well, how would our Queen of Cups angel boy react to receiving a message from this person? Oh, and by the way, the reason why I didn't clear this one is because I wasn't getting horrible energy off of it for an X reading. The ones that I tend to clear, it's like if it's every single day, which it hasn't been, but like we are still X dominant. This person, I don't think they wouldn't have very strong feelings about this person contacting them. I don't think. Like the way this person would feel being contacted by this person and reading the message, they would be like, they'd be on guard because like they just know how this person is. They probably are very aware of this person's patterns and cycles. And so they're just like, I don't really want to get involved with that again. And I think that's what they would communicate, but they would do it in a very, like compassionate way is what I'm saying. But the thing is, what I'm saying is this person's not totally closed. They just have very strong boundaries with this person. Is I see this Knight of Coins here, which suggests that this other person, the one who's receiving the message, would be open to see where things go very, very slowly. And that's why I'm saying like there's an imbalance in the energy right here, because this person is way more pulled back and this person is kind of go, like I want to, because they're probably just realizing their feelings for the first time, okay? While this person has kind of always been in touch with it. Something else wants to come out on this other person. Yeah, this person wants to close the deal. The World and the Six of Wands. This person very much just wants what they want still, which is like this person is still immature. Yeah, Three of Swords. That's why this isn't going to work out. When I'm saying it isn't going to work out is like this person still is in a mentality of I just want what I want. And not to like, I mean, they love this person, but it's still, that's not, you can't reconcile that way. You can't build a relationship that way. And so we're going to move on to not necessarily final advice outcome, because we already know that this person will be likely within this energy read, at least this person will be contacting this other person. I am going to ask about if these two people did try to come together, at least right now in the energy, what would that look like? What would the relationship or friendship look like? And then we will close with the Son and the Father. But before I do, if you have received benefits from the channel, support, entertainment, positive manifestations, if you have anything to give back, if you could do me a big favor, I have a donation link down below for House of Tulip. House of Tulip is a local nonprofit created and run by trans and gender nonconforming people of color. And House of Tulip's mission is to support trans and gender nonconforming youth, getting them homes, toiletries, clothing, job opportunities, and everything that they would need to move from a space of surviving to thriving within loving, supportive communities. So, what would this relationship look like? Could go either way. I see a willingness to communicate. I see a willingness to accept communication. Two of Wands. Because these two people have not come together, because these two energies have not yet collided, it's sort of like 50-50. I'll see if we're skewing any particular way, positive or negative. Because it would depend. It would depend on how this person actually responded to their partner, maybe saying like, hey, like, Two of Swords is like confirming, like, I don't know, like at the moment, right? It would take a lot of hard work with this Ten of Wands, okay? A lot of hard work, so we're skewing slightly negative on this right now to get to the Ten of Coins, Two of Cups. These people are still at an energetic imbalance. And it's going on more on that fawn boy's side. So what could be done? Let's say if I was talking to this fawn boy, or both parties, maybe there's adjustments to be made on both ends. What could be done in order to skew this more to the positive? I just know, but like, fawn boy's gotta chill. And think of other people. There are in fact other people in the world. It's not just you. What could be done? Yeah, this person, the more immature energy, it's the fawn boy, okay? I'm telling you, it's all of that. This child, they're not actually a child, but they are still behaving in a supremely childish way. Needs to wake up to the fact that they're still in La La Land. This person is still in La La Land. They're not quite deep in La La Land, but they're still not truly operating in reality. And so that is always going to be a problem. Really, what this person needs, I would say the fawn boy, right? That person, it's not that they couldn't establish communication with the person who they care very much about, But I would say what really needs to go on with them is they just need therapy. They need like some form of therapy or something to help them sort their own self out. Because as long as you are that deep in that much of a trauma, psychological quagmire, you can't have a functional relationship. You can have a relationship, you can have versions of love very much, but they're not going to be healthfully attached, most likely. And they're also not going to be positive things for people. That's just the nature of it. You really need to be way more in a relationship with yourself when you have that much going on with you, like mental health and trauma-wise. It's just, that's completely normal. You need to be with you. And you need to be centered, because the reason why a lot of that happens that way is because in order for the trauma to have formed in the first place, as a child, you weren't centered. You weren't taken care of as a child. And in fact, you had to take care of the people who were abusing you. And so now, like, that weird inversion, it's like it's weirdly inverted in childhood, and then it gets like reverse inverted in adulthood. I'm finally out of I don't have to take care of these people anymore. Now that I'm an adult, I get to be a child. But I'm confused, I don't actually know that, and so I'm trying to do adult things, but actually I'm a child. I was always a child. And now I finally get to be a child in the worst way possible. Because that's when the damage gets caused, because you're not a child, you're an adult. That's a child. And so you need to go, like the therapeutic process, truly, when it's like super trauma heavy, unfortunately, you have to pay for someone to actually parent you and teach you how to parent yourself. That's all that is. And also, yes, the processing and emotional regulation aspect of it as well. But no, you're just paying someone to parent you, to model adult to you, functional adult. Which is quite sad. Because in therapy, you are centered. That's why you have to pay someone to do it, because no one in real life is going to do that unless you pay them. And that isn't what a marriage is. That's not what a friendship is. And that's why a lot of trauma heavy and all that stuff, before people work that out, don't work out. Because we are naturally self-centered in that state. Jesus says, when the Spirit of truth comes, He will guide you into all the truth. And that is what is going on right now with this person's realization about like who they love and whatever. That realization is going to be some sort of catalyst potentially for this person to come into all of their truth, which means dealing with a lot of pain that we've been ignoring in lots of different ways and suppressing and repressing. And that is going to be messy. That's going to be messy. And that's another reason why, unfortunately, I know people feel like, well, I'm getting abandoned all over again. It is no one's responsibility to deal with your mess but you, unfortunately. And so if you're going to someone who you've already harmed in a relationship enough for that person to leave you, and you still haven't worked things out, and you're coming to that person at like the very start of your own descent into your personal abyss, and you're looking for them to support you, that's not how that works. And that's why these people are still imbalanced. Their partner is like leaps and bounds ahead of them, man. I don't know. Jesus also says, I have prayed for you that your faith may not fail. That is this person's partner. This person, their former partner actually loves them unconditionally. They do. And I don't mean that they would just take them back and get into like a romantic relationship with them, but like this person has always wanted the best for their former partner. That's literally all they care about for the most part. Jesus also says the kingdom of God is within you. And that is enlightenment, that is healing, that is, you know, getting in touch with that like inner child, however you want to address that, right? That's the Christian religious way of saying like, it's in you. Everything that you actually want, that you have fooled yourself into believing that it's like in a person or in a car or in a piece of clothing or whatever, and the things beyond like survival and safety needs, right? Everything that you have convinced yourself that would make you happy, like long term or whatever, or would complete you or whatever, that is all fake news. None of that can do that. It can enhance your life, of course, but if you do not have some semblance of wholeness, all of that stuff is just getting cast into the yawning black pit inside of you that is the source of the suffering that will feel eternal until you actually start tending to that thing. And it feels too large to tend to, I know. It feels like it will swallow you into it if you acknowledge it. It won't. And while you don't have to take as much time that I took into coming to wholeness, because my shit took over a decade, I would say that depending on the level of stuff that you're dealing with, and also what you have created along the way, if you have created children and things like that, it's going to go a little bit rougher for you, probably. But it doesn't have to take that long. I'm mainly just like really, like some of this person's stuff, like with the controlling and over intellectualizing, like I get that. And so I'm someone who like, it can take a little bit of time to reach in that capacity. But if you do not have those struggles, or if you can recognize those struggles in yourself as well, if you recognize them, try and drop them, because you'll feel better a lot quicker. Like, it won't take you over a decade. So, but I'm just saying, if it does, and if you don't see, like, these aren't instantaneous results, right? There's no Ozempic shot for that. You just have to do it. So we close with the highest authority, which of course is Bob, our Father who art in heaven. We close with the word of Bob that is good all the time. Bob says, this is not something you should labor over or worry about. Enjoy it. If the painting does nothing else, it should make you happy. So whether this person contacts you, whether they don't contact you, what is going on with them is not your responsibility. And just because they are contacting you doesn't mean that you need to take on any sort of labor for this person. It would seem that you are in a place in life where you're having an experience of relative enjoyment, at least. So don't stress out about someone else. I mean, you can care. I'm saying you can care without stressing out, right? Bob also says, I really believe if you practice enough, you could paint the Mona Lisa with a 2-inch brush. Likewise, this, whatever this is not a total lost cause if you don't want it to be. But I mean, the shit that I'm talking about is like, this isn't the story where it's like, oh, and this person's like sorted all their, because we get that story sometimes. People who have, like, go on their own, they sort all their shit out, and they're coming to you like as a fresh new person. And they're like, oh, and they want to shower you with gifts and like all of this stuff. We do get that story. That story does happen. I see, there's one person who I saw that happen to right now, but it wasn't with an ex-person, it was with a new person. They're like friggin' flying first class everywhere and all kind of, it's wonderful. Single mother, by the way. And not very, 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 like, I find them very beautiful. But if you were saying like, are they an Instagram baddie? No, they're not. No, they're not. So don't believe that that's going to obstruct you from having a relationship maybe that's like that. That can most definitely happen. But that person wasn't like seeking it out. It just sort of happened. Like, that's how it tends to go. When you're not doing transactional stuff, it just sort of falls into your lap. But like I'm saying, this story is more, yes, the feelings are very genuine, but this would be a big old mess. I mean, if you love this person and want to like work it out for them, you know, you can, but it would most definitely be work. And you've got to ask yourself if it's really work that you want to do at this point in your life. Bob finally says, now then, let's wash the old brush. That's the fun part of this whole technique, okay? Shake off the excess and just beat the devil out of it. What I will say about this person is that it does seem like, based on what Bob has said here, that they are willing to change. I saw the 8 of Pentacles twice on this person's like message. They are willing to do work. They are committed to it. It's just that it's still going to be a mess. It's still going to be a mess. But like I said, if y'all are both in it together, it can work. It's just not going to be like that great big old fantasy, you know, it's going to be regular. It's going to be regular shit, which isn't bad, okay? But it comes down to what you want. Is that relationship with this person as valuable or more valuable to you than the life that you have built outside of your relationship with that person? That's what this is going to come down to, and not any sort of loss of love. So, my traumatized babies and mentally ill Barbies, this is reality, and I am your GM, your game master for this, the game of life. I'm also, of course, the greatest magician of the age, and perhaps the greatest magician of all time, and together, you and I will perform the greatest magic trick of all time. We will reverse the polarities of the world, make America great for once, fly this boat to the moon somehow, shift our world onto the mega happy timeline, perhaps leaving it a much better place than it ever has been before, because we are, my traumatized babies and mentally ill Barbies, crawling on the planet's face, some insects called the human race, lost in time and lost in space. End meaning.